Factz podcast show. This is your host, Carrington, and you're tuned in with me and Eli. We're live right now on station here. Also, we're live on YouTube as well. So if you want to be able to watch the live stream that's being played on YouTube, you can just hit YouTube. You can also type in the Code Factz podcast show. If you're following us on station here, if anytime you guys want to chime in to talk or join the conversation about the topics that we're going to be having for the show today, you can just be able to just tune in and just be able to conversate. We'll let you on air and be able to get, well, not only be able to let you just join in, but also give your take as well. Happy Memorial Day to you guys out there. Hope you guys enjoying your Memorial Day. Even to the ones that are not off today, thank you. And also thank you to the men and women that served this country. I didn't know too much about the history, but I did know World War II and some things that went on, and even wars way beyond that. But they fought for our freedoms that we so happily have today. And just want to say thank you to those men and women that served then and are currently still serving now. Eli, you want to...
Oh, man, you pretty much, put it, like how I was going to say it, put everything...
I put it straight like that.
Yeah, man, like you said, happy, Memorial Day to, to the fallen, even the veterans, the fallen soldiers, that fought for the country, that didn't make it back, and to their families, man.
Yes.
We're thankful, man, for everything you do.
Yes, very thankful.
Yeah.
Thank you for the freedom that you give us that we have today, because I didn't know. I so happened to, just like I said before we get off in today's show, I just so happened to recently I didn't know that during that time that I knew Germany wanted us and invading us in Japan, but I didn't know it was almost us against like two countries.
Two countries, yeah.
And the people that stood up for that, and that's very, very encouraging and brave for our men and women. So thank you to those that serve and protect us, and to those that are currently serving now. But without further ado, we're going to get straight into it. It's three things we're going to go over today. With the fourth thing being, this might be a little touchy subject, but touchy is what I like to touch on. So, but before we get to that little fourth touchy subject, everybody saw the Suns and the Lakers game yesterday. It was a pivotal game for being that the Lakers took a 2-1 lead over the Phoenix Suns, dealing with Chris Paul's injury. Now game 4, he looked like he was okay to me.
Yeah.
Rocky the first half, came back second half very, very aggressive, shot extremely well, made most of their points. And the biggest question of the rest of this whole series is AD is out with a groin injury. I didn't know until Eli, my co-host, currently informed me he was hurt. I just thought he had tweaked a knee or something, and it wasn't bad. They were just gonna hold him out for the game. I didn't know it was a groin injury until you specifically told me that, and now it's kind of like, I watched the replay and I'm just like, if anything, man, he looked like he hurt his knee more than the groin. I don't see how you can pull your groin from there. I just don't see that. And yeah, it's just a hard. It's just been the Lakers been riveted by injuries this upcoming year. And to be honest, I know we're looking at it in its totality, but you can almost say the Lakers was on a great start. The first part until LeBron had went down with the ankle injury. Like, he was vying for a candidacy for MVP. Mm-hmm. They were very much on the tear. They had their ups and downs in games, but clearly throughout the whole season, LeBron was on a tear. And his ankle injury stifled him a little bit. And now with this injury to AD, I just wanted to ask you, Eli, going into Game 5, we know we're going to have to get a virtuoso from LeBron. And we've been getting that throughout the course of series and many past playoffs. But what I wanted to ask you, going into Game 5, this is a pivotal game for the Lakers, but I wanted to ask you, how much is on LeBron's shoulders, just not scoring and rebounding, but how much is on his shoulders as, like, just going to Phoenix, he probably might end up having to play both sides of the court. Literally. In spots that he could get rest because he had AD, Drummond, and those other defensive stoppers. Now minus one guy. How much is it going to, how much of a load he's going to take on this next series, man?
See, I was listening on my way, on here. I was listening, Undisputed and
Yeah.
First Take or whatever.
Right.
I knew like it was gonna be one of the topics or whatever. Me and you were talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about it. I said like, man, LeBron's been in this situation many times in his career.
Way too many.
Way too many times. So like, this is not gonna be nothing new to him. He going to a hostile environment. The Sun, they gonna be, cause they got home court back now. So they gonna be live. Hype. Oh no, I thought it was something.
You good? You good?
Look.
You good? You good? Go ahead.
Yeah. But I just think LeBron gonna have to
Ease your mind straight. Okay. I'm sorry to be interrupting this show. Little festivities going on.
Yeah.
But go ahead though. Explain that.
He's gonna have to turn back. Kind of. It's hard for him to do at 36 though. To have to. That's why AD. He was kind of molding him like to be the new face because
it takes some of that pressure.
Take the pressure off on me because he can't do what he used to do at 32, 33. But
not saying he can't.
He can't. But
he can. But it's not a good thing for him to.
Though.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
At this age or whatever, 18 years, 17, 18 years in the game.
Yes.
You've been doing it for this long, but I think LeBron, because I watched the game in the fourth quarter. He played great, but he was a little passive though.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna have to be aggressive, like that aggressive we saw, like kind of like in the fourth quarter in Game 3.
Exactly.
Game 3 and Game 2.
Yeah.
But he's gonna have to like I said, turn back to that LeBron James, just for a couple games for them to win this series because you don't know how long AD gonna be out.
Right. I think. Reports are circulating. I don't have any on ground any on ground sources or anything I can pretty much go to. I really don't know too many people that I follow on my page right now about the AD injury. But they thinking that he might be out for the rest of the playoffs. Maybe so. They know he's out for the rest of this series. Can he get healthy within a 2 weeks span? It's very difficult to say. I'm not saying that he might be out. It's not reported factually that he's out for the playoffs, but he's out for the rest of this series. And being that he was out for a good immense of time before with another injury, can he come back with a full grown? He's not gonna be the same.
Nah.
And again, like I want to piggyback on what you said because I don't want to get off topic here about LeBron coming in, but it's not that he can't do it. It's not wise that he do it.
Yeah.
And that's why you said that's why they were trying to get AD going because LeBron is still a key factor in the Lakers winning the championship. Don't get me wrong on that. But AD is one of the biggest factors in bringing them there. It's kind of like I watched throughout the game, and also Shannon brought this up, and a couple of other analysts brought this up, which made a good point. LeBron would pick and choose when it's time that he wanted to be assertive. Most of the time, he was passing and trying to get his other teammates involved. But if he ever chose to take over just for a brief period of time, he could do that. Yeah. And as a player, as I give Chris Broussard a lot of credit on that said this, and I agree with it too. He still can be impactful, very impactful. Not saying like he's past his prime or anything, because I still think he just in it. Yeah. You feel me? But as far as like throughout a game, can he just be dominant offensive scoring? Like that's a lot.
That's a lot.
And throughout this series, even with Phoenix, I seen him in spurts be very assertive, be very dominant for a good brief stint throughout the game. But as far as the game carried on, he was trying to get his other teammates involved, as those guys should be. Mm-hmm. You think they can win this series? I think they can win this series. But a lot has to happen on that. And going into Game 5, like I said, do you see them winning Game 5 in Phoenix?
See, the problem is, I would say LeBron, go on the road and do his thing. Mm-hmm. He'll have to have like a 40-point game. I mean, but the problem with that, why I think Phoenix probably gonna win because we know LeBron, and the greatest he is, greatest he probably gonna have to have a virtuoso tomorrow night when next time they play.
40, 12, and 15.
40, 12, but he gotta have that mindset. Like, look, because he don't have 3-point shooters. That's the problem.
No.
Like, with KCP with the injury, we talking about cool.
Dennis Schroeder can give you real good in one game. Next game, MIA, inconsistent. And sorry,
you good, bro?
But throughout this game, even throughout the season,
yeah,
I've even said it on our last couple of shows we did. I had recently said that, bro, they really do go 3 to 4 minutes without even hitting the shot. If it's not coming from LeBron or AD, they can go long periods of time without scoring. And to be honest with you, I just hate to see it. It's like you already know what's coming. You just fighting it off till you can't fight it off no more. Speaking on Game 5, I think LeBron in a hostile situation in Phoenix because it ain't like the bubble anymore.
Yeah.
These crowds are full and these arenas are getting packed. Mm-hmm. And just saying, players that normally can step up at home and they ain't step up at home yesterday, gonna step up on the road.
Yeah.
Unless you just get an amazing performance from Dennis Schroeder or Kuz go off, but look, bro, I take a bet on that. Kuz ain't getting off, but unless they have a great outside shooting performance night, they just go beyond. It's just not happening. I do see LeBron getting 35, 10, and 10 and 10. I at least say he has a triple double, leading team in all points and rebounds through this point of the game. But I just don't think. You're going to have to find you another, and Shannon said it big, you're going to have to find you another 20 to 25 point efficient shooter come Game 5. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to find. Mm-hmm. And I don't see nobody else that on there besides, now Drummond can have one of those nights where he dominated in the paint.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen Kuz. Most I've seen Kuz go off with like 18 points, maybe 20, maybe. But as far as us going in a hostile situation in the playoffs, bro, LeBron's been there before.
Yeah.
I ain't saying the other players haven't been there before. They was in it last year, but it's a different ball game with AD being out. It's either him and Drummond, or unless those shooters can have a good night, I just don't.
Especially KC, he's gonna play, man.
Exactly. I just don't see them. I don't see them coming through with that. I don't see them coming through with that, but I'm going to just go out on the limb and say LeBron have a virtuoso. He puts up 35 to 40 points. He has 10 rebounds, and he has 10 assists. And he squeaks them out with a... Damn. Because that means he's going to have to play more defense. So I'm just going out on the limb. They get Game 5, but they win 105 to 101. Very close. And it's going to come down to free throw shooting in the end. So can he make his free throws? That can go either which way, but I got 105. I got 105 to 101.
Got Lakers winning Game 5.
Got Lakers winning Game 5 and Game 6. We'll see where the chips fall with that, man. But I got them winning Game 5. And I got them going up 3-2.
Okay. Because I originally said Lakers in 6.
Mm-hmm.
I still can't believe Lakers in 7.
Okay. Being that AD's out now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I got the Suns winning tomorrow night. Cause I think they kind of got the momentum going to Game 5. And Chris Paul, you kind of saw him last night, kind of even join or whatever. I heard him say, I'm back or whatever.
Yeah, I did see that.
Chris Paul, he got that confidence now. So okay, I can play with the shoulder injury, with the shoulder injury or whatever. And like I said, LeBron, he gonna show up. We already know that. But Drummond, it's gonna be on Drummond. See, Drummond we know where he is defensively. He can crash the boards. He gonna have to turn the Drummond in Detroit. He's gonna have to show up. And like Kuzma, I don't believe it. Like you said, I just don't believe. I don't. He's a great talent. He's a great player, but him playing for the Lakers, man, I just don't. I don't really believe him no more, man. For real. Unless he proved I'm wrong. But a guy like THT, Caruso stepped up. Caruso looked pretty good last night too. But see, I'm gonna say this. I don't want to get down on Dennis Schroeder or whatever. Cause I don't want to sound like no hater. I mean, Dennis Schroeder he can play, but he inconsistent though. But this is